Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Greyhound TV broadcast. This is Hayden and Rick here to commentate for Gilman Water Polo. Today, the Gilman Hounds are going up against the Loyola Dons. The Hounds are running strong this season and currently hold a record of 9-1. Some notable wins include beating Calvert Hall 16-10 and Spalding 19-7. The Hounds traveled to Navy and went 3-1 in the Battle of the Beltway competition this past weekend. Some strong seniors to note for the Hounds include Sam Nurnberger, Ethan Durman, Hayden Dodge, and Leo Eisworth.
We expect a solid, fast-paced game today, according to Captain Sam Nurnberger. Nurnberger stated that the Gilman Hounds are running off a good weekend and have already bested Loyola in a scrimmage earlier this season, and he feels confident about the Hounds' chances today. Nevertheless, water polo is a fast-paced game and can quickly turn in either team's favor, so all the players must remain on their toes.
The Hounds as a collective are one of the strongest teams in this season's MIAA and have put up an impressive 101 goals this early into the season, with 57 steals and 50 turnovers. This will no doubt be a fast-paced and action-packed game, and we look forward to seeing a great matchup tonight. We'll be back when the action starts. All right, and we're back, about to kick off the first quarter. Water polo is super interesting. It starts with a swim-off where the umpire will drop the ball right in the middle of the pool, and the two teams have to send out their fastest swimmers. Whoever reaches the ball first will be able to push it back to their team and get their team that first possession, which can be crucial in close games. We'll be seeing that coming up shortly. Looks like the Hounds will be sending out Brody Carr to take the swim off, number 17. Let's hope he can get this possession and start off a strong game for the Hounds. We currently have Trev Darby, Jonathan Bradley, Grant Wright, Hayden Dodge, Ethan Durman, and Brody Carr starting off. That's a great squad for the Hounds. We have Leo Eisworth, Sam Nurnberger, Vincent Wu, and Connor Durand on the bench. Hopefully we'll see some action from all the players today. Backup goalie Nikhil Krishna is also going to start on the bench with Baxter in goal, and the swim-off has started.
The swim-off is won by Salvatore Leno, number 4 for Loyola.
Loyola's got a bunch of strong swimmers. The Hounds need to make sure this doesn't turn into a swimming. Great steal there by Ethan Durman. Looks like it's still going to be a Hounds possession, or Don's possession. Ethan looks like it was an ejection there. Not the greatest start for the Hounds. Looks like Ethan Durman was ejected for jumping off the bottom. That's something that the players have to make sure that they don't do. The Dons are going to start this play one man up.
Yeah, the ref just explained that. Seems pretty frustrated that the game had started off just like that within the first few seconds.
In a game like water polo, the momentum is super important. Big shot from Loyola. It's going to bounce off the top crossbar. In a game like water polo, the momentum is super important. If you start off with a few bad plays, that can quickly turn into a bad game. That's what the Hounds want to avoid in a matchup like this.
Early on, the Hounds just have to settle in. Every possession is so important.
Great try there from Hayden. Off the post again. Great save there from Baxter to start things off. Exactly what the Hounds need.
Another foul.
Looks like the Hounds are doing a great job of locking up the Dons on defense. They need to make sure that their offense is equally as strong. Another great save from Baxter. Looks like it's going to be a 5-meter penalty for the Dons. This will be interesting to see Baxter in action. One of the best goalies in the MIAA. Let's hope he can pull off a third save here. Unfortunate.
Kane Fairley with the goal for the Dons.
5 meters are a lot like a penalty in soccer. Really hard for the goalie to save. Great effort there from Baxter for those 3 shots in quick succession.
Some may say he was standing on his head earlier in that possession. He made a couple crucial saves. Trev Darby with the ball.
Oh, close from Trev. Dons number 10, Kane Farley with the ball. Looking to create some opportunity here. A little bit of a rough pass from Farley, straight into Baxter's hands. The Hounds will start with the ball again.
Back to Trev Darby, though. This Gilman offense runs through him.
Hayden Dodge gonna try another shot, taking a look. An ejection for Hayden. Grant moving the ball in. Back to Trev, back to Jonathan. Great passing from the Hounds, one of their strongest suits. Trying to confuse the goalie and get a nice, easy look in. Ethan Durman is going to give it a shot. Great save from the Dons goalie there. Jonathan Bradley with the ball. Brody unable to bury it. 5-meter penalty for the Hounds. Hopefully Brody or the Hound shooter, this will be Jonathan, can convert this into a quick score. Great to hear the student section alive. Students and parents for the Hounds have shown up and shown out today. Exactly what we want to see at a water polo game.
It looks like the whole varsity volleyball team maybe is ending practice early or something to come watch.
Awesome to see
this game, yeah.
Good action from the Dons, going to bury it. Baxter won't be able to save that at such close range. Not a great start for the Hounds here. They need to make sure that they start doing better on defense and making sure that they can get the ball in the goal. On the other
Number
side
5 for the Dons, Alexander Bennett, looked like he was wide open on the back door and gave Baxter no chance. So
Baxter can't do it all. The Hounds really have to up their defensive game here. Yeah. Jonathan looking for Hayden.
Draws a foul. I don't know. Brody to Hayden.
Hayden's going to bury it. Great shot from Hayden. Hayden has already been dominant in the 2-meter offensive position. We'll see him throughout the game, locking down the Dons. He's one of the Hounds' star players. Hopefully going to get many goals for the Hounds. A little bit of confusion for the Dons there. They're going to retain possession. Score is 2-2 at a tie game. Trev not happy about that call.
3 seconds.
Looks like Brody is going down as he recognizes the shot clock and is trying to get open for Baxter. Dons number 8 does a good job of covering him there. Grant is looking for Brody. Can't get it to him. Grant with the big shot. Unable to get that there.
Capitalizing on every possession is going to be so important in this game. The Hounds have to make sure that every time they touch the ball, they get a good shot off.
Definitely. This already looks like it's going to be a close and fast-paced game. We should see a lot of goals here and plenty of action. Jonathan Bradley bringing down the ball for the Hounds, one of Gilman's top juniors and top scorers as well. Hayden looking for it. Close shot from Hayden, unable to get it there. The Hounds need to work on their accuracy a little bit early into this game. They've had multiple shots. They're unable to get as many of them as they need to into the back of the goal. The Dons, on the other hand, are capitalizing on most opportunities. Another one for the Dons here. Looks like it's going to be a Dons possession. Good block there by number 8. Baxter will get possession of the ball.
On the offense, I think it's going to be a key factor to get Trev into this game. He's one of the best, if not the best player in the MIAA.
Open look for Grant. He buries it. Exactly what we want to see. Here comes the first substitution of the game with Sam Nurnberger and Connor Duran coming in. Looks like it's going to be Ethan Durman and Brody Carr hopping out for the Hounds. Great foul drawing there by Loyola's number 2.
Another goal.
Another goal. Baxter not performing at his best so far. Visibly frustrated after that ball found its way into the back of the goal. Score is tied at 3 goals for both teams. One thing the Hounds are doing great right now is having plenty of ball movement, having clean passes, drawing fouls well, just as Jonathan did. Trev looking for that, he was going to get it. Great goal from Trev. Good to see him start to get into the action.
There's Trev's first shot. Yeah, nice, like you said, just nice to see him get into the back of the action. Brody Carr's in.
Brody's coming back in. Looks like Hayden's going to be coming out.
It's really important in water polo to keep your players fresh.
Totally.
That's why you're going to see a lot of substitutions throughout this game.
Great block from Trev, and he immediately goes after the ball. This is what makes him one of the best players in the MIAA. One-on-one with the goalie, lobs it over. Very smart and tactical possession from Trev there.
Great steal.
Love to see it. In water polo, wingspan is an important characteristic of a player. Trev has those long arms, which is why he was able to grab that ball there.
You see Trev in school, he's this long, lanky guy. He's a perfect water polo build.
Great save from Baxter there, right off the chest. Hounds are up 5-3. Exactly what we want to see, the momentum turning, hopefully, in the Hounds' way so they can extend this lead.
Like you mentioned, this game has been nothing but high goal scoring. Already 5 goals, we're not through the first yet.
Looking for Brody, arm block. That should have been a call by the referee in my opinion. No call there. Loyola's gonna lob it down to their number 8, looking to make an opportunity here. Great pass and score by Loyola. Baxter not able to get across the goal in time. Baxter needs to be able to save a lot of these shots. Loyola are getting a lot of shots and the defense needs to be a little better as well in covering the Dons.
Yeah, and I think that's the third one where the guy's been wide open on the other side, right? It's hard for a goalie in any sport to move around that fast. Hard to anticipate as well as a goalie.
Brody thinks that it should have been a foul call there as well. Unable to put that into the back of the goal. Looks like a time called by Loyola's coach. With 47 seconds to go, Hounds leading 5-4. This will be the first time out of the game where the coaches discuss strategy with their players, trying to see how they can maximize on building a game-winning lead.
Yeah, I think that every time I've said this before, but every time each team touches the ball is so important. A team like Loyola, definitely want to tie this up before the end of the first quarter.
Totally. Momentum is a huge thing. If they can go into the first quarter tied, they'll believe they have a chance. They'll fight with more vigor. The Hounds' 9-1 record currently speaks a lot for them. They have to make sure that they're not overconfident against Loyola. It looks like the Hounds' gameplay is a little bit messy right now. Coach Vaughn doesn't look too happy. They need to make sure to tighten up and treat this game with respect. They're playing against a great opponent. We need to make sure not to make any more silly mistakes.
A way for the Hounds to kind of turn this game on their head is going to stop here and then score before the end of the quarter. That would be the best case scenario.
Totally. Looks like it will be Connor Durand in the timeout corner. The Loyola Dons on a man-up play. Hopefully they won't be able to convert this here to a goal.
Second difference on the shot clock. So even if Loyola runs through this whole clock.
Great save from Baxter there. Exactly what we want to see. Going to be a corner for the Dons. Great to see Baxter getting back into form.
Yeah, that was a very powerful shot. I'm surprised he was able to react that fast.
Another look. This one goes through Baxter's hands. Baxter visibly upset about this one as well. I still think that Baxter's having too many shots on goal, though. A goalie can't do everything. The Hounds need to lock up defensively and make sure they can make the Loyola players not have as many open looks.
The Hounds have been kind of giving up these wider open looks, but some of the players on Loyola have just been able to capitalize on these opportunities with some powerful shots.
A little bit of confusion here as Coach Vaughn is talking to the referee. Coach Vaughn definitely not happy with the performance so far of the Hounds.
To get some momentum, the Hounds definitely want to score before the end of this quarter.
It's going to be junior Grant Wright with the ball, looking to create a quick turn with 16 seconds left. Great defense from Loyola. Trying to give it to Connor, looking for the open look. Big foul there. Connor tossing it to Jonathan, who might take the shot.
Only 8 seconds, 7.
Back to Grant. Good block there from the Dons. That's going to wrap up the first quarter at a tie game, 5-5. Oh, looks like it's still a Hounds possession. 2 seconds left. Brody tries to bury it. He won't get it. Two-minute break in between the quarters here. Currently, to run through some of the Hounds' stats, Trev Darby leads the Hounds with 32 goals this season, and he's a powerhouse to watch out for on both ends of the pool. We saw that steal turn into a conversion, turn into a goal for Trev. That's what he does so well, making one of the best players. Hayden Dodge and Jonathan Bradley have put up 18 and 16 goals respectively. They're offensive players that the Dons have to watch out for. Notable mention, Nikhil Krishna already has 42 saves as the Hounds' backup goalie and has been named MIAA Athlete of the Week. The Hounds are carrying 2 unstoppable players in the goal. Hopefully we'll see some action from Nikhil. We've seen action from Baxter as well today. Brody Carr's clocked in at an impressive 11 goals and 10 assists. Another important note is that Jonathan, Trev, Nikhil, and Brody are all juniors. So the Hounds definitely have a strong water polo foundation for next year and look to build on their impressive MIAA performances.
Yeah, you mentioned those 4 names, but also Connor Duran and Vincent Wu on the bench, all other varsity guys that are going to be key contributors for the rest of this year and also next year. And hopefully the Hounds can double dip in MIAA championships.
Totally agree. One of the Hounds' strongest things is how many juniors they have on this team. They should be a powerhouse as well next year, hopefully in the years to follow. Coach Vaughn has certainly created a great program with Coach Bala, and they're raising really strong water polo players here.
These guys, a lot of these guys have just been built from Gilman water polo. I know a guy like Jonathan kind of maybe tried water polo in middle school, but really kind of invested in the program, was JV for 2 years, and now he's a key contributor on varsity. So that shows what the program can kind of do for you.
Totally. The power of practice, consistency, hard work, all these guys have shown it. It's what allows them to be on the starting line today. Looks like we have the same starters, but Trev is going to do the swim-off instead of Brody. little bit of scoreboard confusion here. Look like they're ready to start the second quarter. For anyone tuning in, we're at the top of the second quarter. Score is 5-5, tie game for the Hounds and the Dons. It's an exciting matchup here. Trev taking the swim off, super fast swimmer. Hopefully he'll be able to grab it, and he does. Great start for the Hounds. Ethan Durbin looking for Hayden. Excellent goal from Hayden.
Hayden's second of the day. Same type of goal, like behind the back. I mean, that was great, top corner.
Hayden has strong behind the back shots, so even when he's double teamed, he can get an open look. Makes him one of the strongest 2-meter offensive players in the MIAA. Great defense from Brody. Looks like it's still going to be a foul call. Loyola number 2 looking to create some action.
I think that the key for the game is the Hounds is just to play better defense and give up less shots.
Another one. Even a great save from Baxter again, but an open look for the Dons. Not what we want to see.
They've had open looks all day. I think that's really been a problem, and that's why they've scored so many goals. The Hounds got to get back to it.
Looks like it's going to be the Dons ball again. Some confusion going here. Gilman student section is increasing now, 3 rows deep. Exactly what we want to see. Still the Dons ball, looking to make a conversion here. Goal on Baxter. Unfortunate. Baxter showing frustration as his teammates are not able to lock down defensively, giving the Dons plenty of shots. I think the Dons offense is clearly very strong in this matchup here.
Question is, can the Hounds answer on this next possession, which I think they can.
Certainly looks of frustration on the Hounds. Hopefully they can turn that energy into positive goal scoring.
I mean, I've been in this position many times in sports. When you think you're the better team, you know you're the better team, but you don't come out hot. And something like this happens where you're in a close game with the team you know you're better than.
Totally. It's all in the mindset. Great shot there by Ethan Durman. Give the Hounds a lead again. So far the Dons have not been able to pull into the lead, but the Hounds would like to be 3 or 4 goals in the lead to have a little bit of breathing room. They don't want this to be a 1-goal match.
Brody Carr and Ethan Durbin will sub out. Sam Nürnberger. Actually, no. Connor Duran and Vincent Wu will sub into the game.
Jonathan Bradley, foul drawn there by the Dons. The Dons are doing a great job of drawing fouls. Number 5 looking for a shot. Good save from Baxter there.
Oh, it's Trev again. Great
steal from Trev. Possession back to the Hounds. Hayden blocked this time. Not able to convert everyone. Vincent with the ball. Should be an open look. Great pass from Vincent.
Jonathan Bradley, good finish. He kind of had to angle that around the defender. It was backdoor, so the goalie wasn't there, but still a great finish. Great pass, too, as well.
And very practical from the Hounds. A player with a big ego might take the shot, but Vincent recognized that Jonathan was open and got the ball to him for an easy goal. Jonathan being subbed out after that goal.
Leo Eiswert is in the game.
This will be Leo Eiswert's first time off the bench, I believe. Great save from Baxter. Baxter's certainly putting plenty of work in behind the goal, but he's made too many saves today. The Hounds need to make sure that less shots are blown by his way.
It is really good for Gilman that they have 2 amazing goalies. It really is a key difference against some of the other teams.
Trev completely maneuvering around his player and buries it. Trev maybe on his 4th goal so far, carrying the Hounds.
Yeah, I believe that's his 3rd or 4th goal, yeah. And he's had a great game so far. I would say something that we kind of expect from a player of his caliber. coming into this game.
As you were saying as well, the cardio for the water polo players is huge. Trev can keep up this performance all 4 quarters, while a lesser player might be burnt out after the first half.
And Trev is a guy who is in the game. He hasn't gotten subbed out yet. He's always in the game.
Lucky save there for Baxter. Don's still trying to grab it. Gonna be a Don's ball. The Hounds are not doing what they need to do defensively. Every single play, the Hounds are getting a shot off. Great defense there, number 12. Trev trying to lock him down. Good shot there by number 7. Going by Trev and Baxter. Score is 9-7 for the Hounds. Still a pretty close game, tight game. The Hounds have not pulled away with anything yet.
The Hounds, their offense has kind of come alive more than it was in the first quarter, but their defense is still lacking. I mean, obviously there was one that just went off the post as well.
Totally agree. Big shot from Vincent, does not make it past the goalie.
Oh, not paying attention. Can the Hounds catch him off guard? Foul will be called on
Leo Eiswert backing up. Great defense there, number 12. Lucky again. Looks like a questionable goal call there from the referee. Coach Vaughn definitely not happy about that. Clearly did not make it past the post. Nothing really that can be done there.
The ref that made that call didn't even have the angle on it, but
most of the fans clearly disagree as well.
Especially the student section who has that, they're on the line, but I think it's something the Hounds can overcome.
Looks like a little bit of confusion. Gonna be Vincent, the 3rd quarter for the Hounds. Ethan Durman offering some advice, it looks like, right next to him.
I've swam with Vincent Moo in my life before. He's very, very fast. So I think I'm expecting a Gilman possession here.
That's the hope. The Dons are still in a strategic huddle, trying to work out a way to get out of this 6-point deficit for them.
It starts with good defense. They have not been able to stop Trev or many other players on the Gilman offense. And during that 2nd quarter, the Hounds scored 9 goals. So the key is going to be good defense creates good offense.
Totally agree. I think the Dons have been doing a decent job offensively of converting a lot of shots into goals. Not as many as they want, but their real weakness is on the defense. Travis had multiple. Grant getting that ball there.
Jonathan, a guy who was out at the end of the 2nd quarter, but he can definitely, he's a great goal scorer for the Hounds. To Trev.
I believe he's the 3rd top goal scorer as well for the Hounds. Good look there from Trev. Going to be a goal, 15-8 now for the Hounds. Looks like it's starting to become a runaway game, but still not a finished game yet. Anything can happen. The Dons had a great 1st quarter, but not really able to show much promise after that quarter. Looks like they lost a little bit of steam there.
I think that goes to the Gilman coaching, really settling the team down and letting them know that you can't go into this game overconfident. Backdoor off that post.
Still a Dons possession. Hounds again lacking defensively. A man down again. Seems like they're a man down on multiple plays. Great block there, again from Trev. And he's gonna take it forward. Looking for an open man, gonna give it back to Nikhil. Trev has had maybe 4 turnovers. Another important thing to note. A little bit of a bad pass there from Nikhil, out of the water, not what you want to see. And he should get that, which is great. Making up for that pass there, right back to Vincent. Vincent looking for Trev, looking for Hayden. Gives it to Grant, who's going to be a little bit swamped there and not able to turn that into a goal.
There's some good defense from the Dons. Doubling Grant inside and getting the ball.
The Dons really giving it their best effort here. Even though the Hounds may have a few star players, the Dons are doing a great job of finding the open man. Great save from Nikhil there. That'll be 43 saves now for the junior star goalie for the Hounds. Ball goes to Trev, looking to create some motion. Looking for Grant. Unable to convert that.
Trying inside, that hit the inside of the top of the crossbar.
The referees are giving those goals to the Dons, but not to the Hounds.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes.
5 meter again for the Dons. The referees are really giving the Dons some good calls to their advantage here. We'll see if they can capitalize on those.
Yeah.
More players, more Gilman students still filtering in to watch the game. Awesome to see. Nikhil a little bit confused by that. He won't be able to stop that though.
Yeah, like you said earlier, it's just like a penalty kick is how I describe it in soccer. You have to guess one way to have a chance.
Totally agree. Very hard for the goalies to save those. Usually not expected for the goalies to be able to save a 5 meter.
You got to guess the right way, and then you also got to get a hand on that powerful shot, which is hard to do.
Trev looking for Sam, who's open, but decides to kick it off to Connor. And then drive. No look there. Grant looking for something. Back to Connor. Connor looking for Grant. Very high shot there. Not the best from Grant. Don's creating a little bit of movement. Trying to create some good block there from Nikhil. And Trev will come up with it. Seems to be a recurring theme in this game. Trev seems back to form. His eye won't be bothering him as much now.
Trev's got the goal in this second half for the Hounds, but I think to create some more offense, they should be getting the ball back to him. This second half has started off with a low goal scoring. Only 2 goals have been scored.
Totally agree. Bad passes from the Dons goalie, and a lob from Nikhil. He's going to get it.
That was a snipe.
Full court goal from Nikhil. Not something you see very often. Goes to show those long, powerful arms. The student section loving that one. Nikhil, a little bit of a smile on his face there as well.
He didn't want to have too big of a smile because he didn't want to he didn't want to seem like he was ruining the coolness, but that was very, very insane.
Totally agree. He can bask in his moment.
Full pool, 25 meters long. Actually, wrong, 25 yards, yeah.
A good save there from Nikhil as well. Really doing his job, showing why he was named MIAA Athlete of the Week for that versatility. A little bit of a bad pass there. We want to avoid those. Nikhil needs to get his head back in the game, lock in a little bit. That was a great goal. Now he's got to focus up again.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough as well to make those long passes in that deep end when the guy's like Connor Duran, he's kind of trying to get up to it, but he's also trying to tread water at the same time. It's hard to do.
Totally agree. You have to judge that distance perfectly. Looks like another open runs. The Hounds have been a man down on almost every play. The Hounds doing the best they can to swamp the Dons here. No shot.
They haven't really had a look. I mean, the Hounds have done, how I kind of think of it, it's like,
Number 4, Sal Anello for the Dons is putting in a lot of work here.
Tough to get back door to that.
Gilman up comfortably, 16-10. Not enough that they can stop playing completely, but a little bit of that lead that we weren't sure they were going to get after the first quarter. Looks like the ball is going to be with Ethan Durman. He's trying to make a play. Jonathan Bradley with the ball. 17-11 for anyone new tuning in. 6 goals up for the Hounds. Hopefully they'll be able to hold on to this lead. 42 seconds left in the third quarter.
Loyola's played a great first quarter, and they've played a great third quarter so far, answering every offensive move by the Hounds. They've really slowed down. They've really slowed us down. Now,
Looks like juniors Trev and Grant have been in almost nonstop. Really the Hounds' key top 2 players here.
I said this earlier, but both, they're the 2 best players, on this team. Both were all MAAA last year. Both are great in their respective positions.
Grant looking for Hayden. Hayden going to try to convert, not able to convert it there. Great defense again from the Dons. I think the Dons' defense has been significantly stronger than the Hounds in this game, something Coach Vaughn is definitely going to have them working on. Even if the Hounds win this game, they do want to make sure that they are playing perfectly going into the MIAA championships and cleaning up any weak areas of their game.
We're getting to the point of this game where I think it's crucial for the Hounds to take their time. That doesn't always mean go till the very last second on the shot clock, but really take their time and not rush anything because there's no reason to.
Totally agree. The Hounds could really stretch these next few possessions. That's going to be the end of the third. It looks like, again, a confusing call from the referees. Not really sure what's going on there. And that's going to be
confusing with the clock stoppage as well.
The Hounds did have 2 seconds on that clock. The referees are just going to call it.
They called a foul, which just happened, and then the shot clock went up, and then they wanted to give them one more shot. I don't even know how that happened.
And the referees are talking to Baxter, talking to the Gilman players. The players are really not interested in hearing any explanations for these calls. Yeah. A little bit of crazy calls have been seen here by the referees. Going into the third quarter, 1.5 minutes left on break time. 6 goals up. Hopefully the Hounds will be able to keep this lead going strong.
Yeah, like I said, I've said this the whole game, but just kind of in this last quarter, maximizing every possession. A 6-goal lead is very hard to get out of one quarter. So the Hounds really got to focus on, if they slow the game down, it's going to make it almost impossible for Loyola to get back in this.
Totally agree. I think that's what they should be focused on going into this, taking a breath, doing many passes. Still 6 goals can be overcome in a quarter. A little bit of a low chance of that happening. We'll kind of see how this goes. But in spite of everything, the Hounds hopefully should pull off a victory here. Maybe not as dominant as they were hoping, but should be a comfortable win.
And I think in this game, I think that the Hounds, if they can really, it's not like the offense it's been there for the part of this game. It's really just, can they have a couple good defensive possessions where they're just holding the Dons back a little bit? Can they get just those 3 stops that are needed to win this game?
Even for their mental, that would be huge.
I think they can, and it's all about winning the swim off and starting off hot. Especially if this game goes 18-11 and they score on that first possession, they get it, they win the swim off and they score. I think it's going to be very, very hard for Loyola to overcome that.
They're sending Trev back out for the swim off. They really want this first possession here. Looks like it's going to be Trev, Jonathan, Grant, Nikhil in goal, so they're not going to put Baxter in, which is interesting. We have Ethan Durman and Hayden Dodge and one more player on the other side. Looks like that is Brody Carr.
Even though it may not seem like it, I think that a 6-goal lead is a lot closer than a 7-goal lead or an 8-goal lead, right? So it's just kind of about Loyola cannot let the Hounds crack this one open.
I do think that the Dons have lost a little bit of fighting spirit. They were really into it in the first quarter when they were trading goals. Now 6-goal down, it's a lot harder to see a victory, but if they get 3 goals and it becomes a 3-goal deficit, they might get their energy back and really start going for it.
Here's what I'll say about this. I think the Hounds have the best depth in this league. And
great
the Hounds will swim off. It's really beneficial when the fourth quarter comes into play because they got all these bench players who are they're starting caliber on any other team. When a team like Loyola maybe lacks a little bit of depth, and therefore their starters that are in the game are gassed. Whoa.
A little bit of a crazy shot from Jonathan, but exactly as you said, the Hounds are so strong because they have a team full of starter capability players. The Dons have had way fewer substitutions. Sam Nuremberger, Leo Eiswert on the bench can hold their own in the water. Vincent Wu. Baxter is a phenomenal force, and he's on the bench. Exactly what you said.
Right. Every single one of them are great players. that another team necessarily does not have on their bench.
Looks like it's going to be a Don's possession once more. Every single call seems to be going to Don's favor. Looking at number 10, who's going to try to create some momentum here.
Connor Duran is in the game. Well, it's in the timeout.
In the timeout. Nikhil Krishna hopefully looking to make a strong save here.
Oh, I thought that was going to be it. A little bit of a fumble. Oh,
great block. It looks like that one's going in.
Gavin Halsey for Loyola with the finish.
Very sloppy defense on the Hounds. A lot of them gave up on the play as soon as that first shot was over. The Hounds really need to clean this up going into future matchups, even if they win this one. Substitution here for the Dons. Looks like Charlie Will, number 7, will be coming in. Number 10 will be coming out.
We talked about depth. Obviously, Gilman has 2 great goalies. Loyola is stuck with junior Henry Lancaster for the whole game. So there's another kind of difference in the team.
That is true. No goalie substitution so far for Loyola, I believe.
Obviously, it is, I wouldn't say lucky, but it is nice for him to have the shallow end in this last quarter, a lot less draining than the deep end is.
Nikhil has to be constantly treading this whole time, can totally wear a player down. Connor looking to get it into the middle of the pool, unable to do so. Grant looking to convert that.
Oh,
he's gonna get it. It looks like a no goal. Very interesting for the referees. Coach Vaughn very unhappy with that as well. Not really sure what's going on with
Dodge
this
with
referee
it back.
here.
I have no idea what happened there, but
Fans are looking to the referees again. Very confusing calls in general, I would say.
makes the game kind of hard to follow when there's all these different, and everything happens so fast. They called no goal so fast.
Totally agree.
There's a timeout for the Dons. They call that one. It didn't seem like for that no goal call, though, the Hounds got too mad about it. I think they kind of, maybe they knew something that they did was wrong.
Yeah, I think Coach Vaughn was visibly upset. I didn't see the
Oh,
players
okay,
very
okay.
upset.
Yeah.
Maybe Grant stepped off the bottom or something. So difficult to know in a fast-paced game like this what's really happening.
It happened. I mean, they blow the whistle, they blow off, they call off the goal, but then Loyola's got the ball, and then Hayden Dodds started to steal it. Like everything happened so fast. I couldn't imagine being a player and trying to follow it all while also playing.
Totally agree. 5 seconds of dozing off, being unaware, daydreaming. You've lost a goal. Coach Vaughn would be happy with that. Always got to be locked into this game. That's why there are so many frequent substitutions as well. The Dons coach is trying to instill some vigor into their players. A 5-goal deficit now instead of a 6, but with only 6 minutes left on the clock, going to be really hard for the Dons to pull this one back to a closer game.
We're going to start this game up. 6:07 left.
17-12, the Hounds lead. Great steal from Trev, really using those legs, getting the ball to Nikhil. Again, why he's one of the most dominant players in the league. Nikhil gonna hand it off to Brody. The Hounds looking to make some good moves off of this turnover here. Giving it to Connor in the corner, a little bit of a long pass. Coach Vaughn not happy with that.
Trev hasn't touched it yet in this 4th quarter.
Giving it to Trev, who's gonna look. And
As
he's gonna
I say
get it.
that, wow, goal.
Trev must have heard you. Wanted
Yeah,
to
I mean,
show what he's
like
worth.
I said, every time he touches it, it's most likely going to be a goal. It's a crazy thing.
Looks like it's Hayden Dodge on number 5. Jonathan Bradley trying to make a stop here. Fortunately, Nikhil not able to get around that very well. Nikhil not going to be very happy with that. Leo Eiswort, Sam Nurnberger, and Vincent Wu coming in for a little bit more action.
It'll be
A little bit of confusion as to who is coming out. Lots of Hounds players in the pool. Connor Duran steps out right away. Looks like it's going to be Brody Carr and Grant Wright who's coming out. Grant getting a little bit of a break after being in almost the entire game, I believe.
This is the first time Grant has been substituted out. Trev still has been in the game except for the end of the second half when he had that eye problem. But yeah, those guys have been playing basically, you could say, for the whole game.
Trev didn't even slow down after that eye problem. Kind of goes to show the kind of caliber player he is, not letting an injury stop him or even mess with his focus. still in top form. Hayden trying to get a look. Good save there from the Loyola goalie.
This is, I said this earlier about 1-goal differences, but cutting it to a 4-goal lead is a big difference. That's
Totally
something
agree.
we said can be made up in less than a minute.
Nikhil unable to grab it. Another ejection from the Hounds. Coach Vaughn very confused by this. Plenty of blame to go around for the referees, but I do feel the Hounds need to tighten up their game. Their defensive game is really sloppy.
Grant is back in just like that.
A little bit of a break for Grant. Hopefully he'll be able to spin some momentum forward for the Hounds.
I think Grant definitely appreciates being able to just sit down for a few seconds. I mean,
going up to Hayden, who's going to look to convert. Hayden's ball.
oh no.
High from Trev. That was the second miss we've seen this game. Going to Loyola's number 2. Number 4, back to number 2, looking to get a goal. A little bit of a tricky shot, did not get by Nikhil or the crossbar. Trev will come up with the ball. Trev's defensive capabilities is
Oh, Trev finds
just as good as
Vincent.
offensive. Finds Vincent. Vincent looking for Leo. Coach Vaughn calling a time.
Getting his guys a rest, hopefully maximizing on this possession, getting a goal, and then that really doesn't put the seal in the game yet, but it could kind of send a message to the Dons.
Totally agree. Leo looked a little bit confused there by the timing of that timeout. I think he wanted to take it and score, but Coach Vaughn has been doing this for many, many years, very strategic.
He understands. I think you see this in all sports, especially like basketball as well. Like, even though you may have it, you might on like a fast break, you're going fast. That's not what you want to do if you're the Hounds here. You kind of want to slow this game down, maximize a possession, get a goal, and really kind of control this game.
Exactly as you said. I think at the beginning of the 4th, the Hounds really want to run that clock down, hold on to the ball. Only 3 minutes left, 5 goals left. If the Hounds are pushing every fast break, they could miss, lead to a Dons goal. That could chip into the lead. Coach Vaughn is very smart for kind of seeing through that fog there and making sure that the Hounds are going in this game with their strategy in mind, doing their job right there.
What the Dons want most is the Dons want the Hounds to go on a fast break and miss that opportunity, and then they have the ball, and the Hounds didn't use all 30 seconds. They may only use like 5 or 6 seconds, right?
And another opportunity for the Hounds.
Just gives
for
them
the Dons.
extra possessions, which is what they want.
Totally agree.
But
Coach Vaughn might have even been telling that to his players there to slow it down a little
For the
bit.
For the Dons to get back in this game, they not only have to play perfect defense, they cannot, I mean, they really, really, really cannot let another goal in. But then they also have to play perfect on the offensive side. Oh, they got a
Very interesting call there from the referee against Grant. Coach Vaughn kind of holding in a little bit of emotion. The player is very confused as well. Again, going to be a Dons ball. The referee's really trying to give the Dons the best shot there. Missed opportunity, not good. The Dons really need to get every goal if they want to have a chance to get into this game, but the Hounds are still dominating, 5-goal lead despite all the action we've seen.
I think it's pretty funny because someone like Grant wants to show a little, he looks a little bit visibly upset after the calls against him, but there's no time for that. He's
got to get back on it.
Got to get back, got to swim back.
The refs will call more fouls, more technicals if the players show too much emotion against a bad call. They really do hold all the power.
I guess it may be like this in a lot of Polo games, but a lot of whistles this game.
Totally.
A lot of different fouls, a lot against the Hounds.
The refs can make a huge difference in a water polo game when they call things. They could have been right on a lot of calls, though. Who knows? It's really hard to see, especially from where we're standing.
And it's hard to tell. I mean, you can't see if someone's at the bottom of the pool or not, stuff like that.
So ultimately, you have to trust the ref's judgment.
The
Hayden
Dons,
doing a great job.
They have to score here if they want a chance to get back in this. They have to.
Big shot off the post. Not going to get in. Great for the Hounds. Coach Vaughn telling his players to slow it down, calm down, run that clock. Exactly as you said. The Hounds are going to want to make sure. Another timeout. Another timeout for Coach Vaughn. He's really using all the timeouts here. Not sure how many he has left, but with only 2.5 minutes left, he really wants to.
I very much like that strategy. Just kind of, there's no reason. It's one of my old hockey coaches used to say. There's no reason to keep them in your pocket at that when the end of the game. while you have the lead, give your players the rest. Right?
Totally agree.
They need it for the defense. And
Looks like
obviously gives the Dons a little bit of a rest too, but when you have the lead, you kind of want to control this game.
The Dons coach didn't really know what to do during the timeout there. He wanted to keep running the clock, playing those fast breaks, getting the Hounds out of the action and converting some quick goals. That's the only thing he can do. Coach Vaughn, very smart to save his timeouts for the fourth quarter, in which he'll be able to use them most effectively when the game most matters.
Yeah, and in a game like this, the Dons are going to try to do some things where maybe not cherry pick, but try to really get some offense generated, because that's something they've struggled to do. And I think that another thing Coach Vaughn is saying during this is to watch out for that, because there could be a guy kind of like straggling on this side of the pool, and they could be just trying to go fast. They really got to slow it down and watch out for that kind of thing.
Totally agree. No mistakes now. The Hounds need to finish this game up clean and come off with a respectable win against the Dons here.
Really, I think just, if anything, get the ball to Trev on this side and just let him work with it.
Strange pass there from Grant. And it's going to be a mix-up call from the referees. The referees are really disagreeing on this one.
Wow, they're going to give it to the Dons.
Looks like the other referee doesn't agree with that call, but they're going to give it to the Hounds.
The Hounds, I'm sorry.
Ethan just dropping it there. Not good to see.
Like I said, moving fast.
Looks like Salinello, key player for the Dons, number 4, with the ball passing it over into the middle. Grant doing a great job keeping his hand up there. Dons really trying to score here, but triple team. Great job from Grant. Dons coming up with it again. The Dons really need to score here. 2 minutes left, 5 goals down. Not a high chance that they come back. Trev again unhappy with that ejection.
I mean, if anything, I said this before, they need a goal right now.
Trev is one of the more emotional players. He'll visibly show his frustration with what he thinks is a bad call, but he needs to make sure not to get any technicals. Another long shot. It looks like that's going to be the last opportunity for the Dons to come back if the Hounds play this smart. 1:53 left. Not enough time really for the Dons to score 5 goals unless the Hounds make mistakes, so we'll see how they do if they slow the game down here.
Still, I think a couple of the Hounds' possessions have gotten cut short because of fouls, even off ball, just standing on the ground. So
totally agree.
They cannot afford anything like that right now.
Either good calls from the refs, sloppy from the Hounds, whatever it is, they need to kind of fix that going into the MIAA championship.
A bad turnover, ball's over his head.
This Dons player is not going to shoot it, which is interesting.
The thing about the Dons is, one thing they're not doing is they need to move faster on offense. They're taking their time when really there is no time.
They have no time left to take. That was way too little effort.
He had to shoot that ball because now there's no chance. There's going to be less than a minute left even if they do score.
Vaughn very unhappy again with the call. Another ejection. Won't really matter now with the minute left, but the Hounds did want to have a significantly larger goal-scoring gap. So it'll be interesting to see what they take away from this win. Another miss.
I mean, and you're in a tough spot because now that did kind of look like they might have been forcing it a little bit, but you kind of have to force it in this situation.
A turnover, which is very interesting. The ref is really trying to give the Dons as much chance as possible, but it won't matter. 45 seconds left, 5 goals down. The Hounds should pull this one off comfortably, if not the blowout win that they imagined having.
Ejection. It looks like on Trev there.
Very strange ejection in my opinion. Didn't really see anything ejection worthy, but I'm not a referee, so who knows. 20 seconds left. Won't be a close game here. The game should be wrapped up. Great save from Nikhil. Awesome to see.
Nikhil maybe shoot one more.
It looks like he's going to hold it out of respect for his teammates.
Get some respect for the game.
And that's going to wrap it up. 18-13 Hounds win. Good to see. Hounds a little bit sloppy on defense. Some things they have to work on, but a strong showing, strong performance overall. Star players include Trev, Grant, Hayden, all having multiple goals. Hopefully we'll see a win again next week in Storm the Pool. A huge event for the Gilman student body. Yeah, great showing for the water polo team.
I was just going to say, shout out Hounds Fest, which is tomorrow. Don't be sure not to miss it.